Is the Business Division 2 agents. This your boy Trade 381 coming at y'all with another Division 2 video. Yes, sir. Your boy's been away for about a month. And long story short, without getting too personal into my life, we have a 5-month-old. She has colic. The wife is going through severe PPD. For those of you that don't know, PPD is postpartum depression. She has it's moderate to severe, uh, and it can be debilitating. And my job as a husband is to be there for my wife for emotional and moral support. So I've been away for well over a month just because honestly her life and her well-being, her happiness, her emotional stability, all that is more important to me than getting on here and making videos and whatnot. And for those of you who has a wife who has gone through this, you know how much it can weigh on the family as a whole. Uh, but without further ado, yeah, let's talk about what's going on in the Division 2. First off, there is a bug in the game. The first one is you can't access your minimap or your inventory. There is no reason, rhyme or reason as to what's making this happen, at least that I know of yet. I'm on PS5, but you can't access your minimap like this or your inventory like this. It just freezes, and the only way to get this to work around this is to grenade yourself or die somehow. Then you're able to access your minimap again. Bug number two is that why, bro? Why? Whatever. You couldn't go on the other side. You got to get over here with me. Okay. Uh, Another bug in the game is that I've noticed this in District Union. Let me know what platform y'all on and whether this is happening to y'all. Is why he jump out now? Of course he did. I jumped out because you were in there. But in District Union Arena, doors are closing in front of agents. Once one person progresses to the next area, the door will shut automatically, locking players out. And if you can't access your minimap and whatnot, then um, then you can't actually fast travel onto your team to uh, to get that little workaround behind the door where you can fast travel on your team and get to the next progressive area, leaving players trapped. So, like I said, that bug exists as well. Point number three, the companions, they're in the way. They are absolutely in the way. They will run up and block shots. They will pop you off a cover. They will actually in their grenades have friendly fire turned on. So not only will they damage you, they will kill you. I've died from three concussion grenades, especially here in in the Capitol building. And it's crazy that friendly fire is turned on the grenades, and I don't know why. Some of y'all have noticed it where you'll get foam, you get ride foamed, uh, or you'll get foam grenade, you'll get shocked, you'll get I don't know if any of them got the fire ammo yet. Wait, what? Wait, did frenzy just activate on itself? Okay. But you can die from the grenades, and it shouldn't be that way. They need to turn friendly fire off of the companion NPCs. Another thing is the last things that I wanted to cover is the new brand and gear sets. The unit alloy. A lot of the I wanted to let all the YouTube creators come out with their little take on the unit alloy and how it's supposed to be best in slot. You see a lot of ninja bike bags being rocked just because as great as this assault talent is, it's again, it's not the order throws off how you should do things. If they had assault rifle damage at the top and the rate of fire in the middle, then this would be a versatile build. But because they put rate of fire first, it's not that versatile. Oh, I missed that. Oh, you trying to set me up, huh?
Target's getting near!
Wait, whoa, whoa! That should have been your armor, homie. Okay. Because of where it is, it's not any better than rocking the Fenris because the Fenris gives you 10% assault rifle damage, and if you're running strikers already, that 5% really doesn't mean anything. 10% really doesn't mean anything. If you're worried about rate of fire, you can rock the Umbra Initiative along with Fenris and still get the same amount of damage, worthy damage. Uh, Last but not least, congratulations to every single one of you that got the Eagle Bear. I know a lot of you have been grinding the raid dark hours just to get the Eagle Bear in with no luck. And now we are 6 years later. Now you have access to the Eagle Bear. And that segues into the next build. Is the Concentrated Company is the best build to run with the Eagle Bear besides strikers. I'm not gonna lie. Why? Because this build comes with 30% weapon handling, which makes the Eagle Bear a laser. Two-piece gives you weapon damage, three-piece gives you weapon handling, and just like Negotiations, the four-piece gives you access to what's called God, I didn't even read what the name of the thing was. It's called the camaraderie. Camaraderie, where the damage that you do on a marked enemy adds 3% weapon damage and forget what the crit damage was, but regardless of that fact, you get weapon damage and crit damage with this, uh, which, believe it or not, is the type of build that I actually enjoy running.
Immediate medical assistance
Boy,
needed.
they hit. That animation is
Agent out
so
of
slow.
commission.
The problem with the Concentrated Company is that it is bugged. I don't know why, but it is bugged. The marks are not actually applying the way that they read or register. It's the strangest thing. So a workaround about that is when it doesn't mark, all you got to do is switch off and on one piece, and then the gear set should reestablish. But the problem with it is that if you start a new mission, you have to do it every single time because every time you go into the loading screen, you have to reset the Concentrated Company. I'm scared.
Agent down.
Sorry, I'm mute for a minute. I'm doing this live, like I said. Well, actually, it does not do much editing just because I need y'all to see that everything that I do is actually repeatable. I'm not sitting here on I'm not with a group that's designed to have these massive procs that assist me in any type of way. Uh, it's all done the way it should be. Is for any random player to put on this build and do everything that I am doing. All right, guy, you were just in the way.
Black test neutralized.
All right, back to what I was saying. The concentrated company is bugged. Don't know why. Don't know who. You know, it doesn't matter. Either way it goes. This is actually a really fun build just because it allows you to have weapon damage right off the back. The weapon handling is something that the Eagle Bear is pretty decent with. I was a fan of the Eagle Bear in the beginning because it gave you that 50% weapon damage that you get. But after they nerfed it, it kind of went into my inventory. And kind of fell out of contention with me, and St. Elmo's took its place. But now that this concentrated
That
company
agent
is out,
needs
that
assistance.
weapon handling is actually a huge deal. because it turns it into a laser, and then you get the 10% weapon damage from the build and the gear set, and then sometimes when the concentrated company is working as intended and you get your stacks up to 35%, that weapon damage is
Get back!
enormous, and it's actually something that is pretty
Fucking
decent.
shit!
I believe Rogue Gold is the one who covered the concentrate. I want to say Rogue Gold. Please don't misquote me on that. Initially, and said that he underestimated the bill, and uh, I only noticed just because, like I said, I play randomly over the past month and a half. The family is important, and I wanted to do a video on the concentrated company when it first came out because when I read it, I was like, yo, that's pretty decent as a bill. And it's a great striker's alternative if you're not trying to get the rate of fire and you want to monopolize on the weapon handling. But as you can see, the deterioration of the stacks or the buildup of the stacks is a little bit harder. It's one of those where I say it's always after the fact.
In here! Let's do this!
They bump into me and knock me out of my menu. But as a whole, I really do enjoy this gear set. The unit alloy I'm testing just because I want to know the difference between. All right, so I'm gonna make a separate video later on. It's talking about what's the point. When people talk about best in slot and how to run their build and they're rocking reds and blues, I need y'all to understand if you're for you newer players, if you're running this game right and you're trying to figure out what's the best in slot, that's what they call the best the best gear set to run in the slot that it's in, i.e. the mask, chest piece, backpack, glove, knee pad, and holster. Is that the best thing to have
Agent
in
is no
that
longer
slot?
in your group.
And that is the question. Uh, when you're running a gear set or brand set or whatever it is, and is it better to have a blue or a red? And in my opinion, having a blue core in your chest piece and your
Feels like I've
backpack
been on watch.
is the best thing to have. Uh, why is that?
You have the
It's because the value of your expertise is higher when you have it on on something with a high base armor. So having a blue on your chest piece and your backpack has more value expertise wise than it would be a red. Why? Because your base on the backpack is 131k. If you get it up to 20%, automatically you have added on to that armor core that would be 26k. Now 26.2k armor added onto that. If you get it up to 20% expertise on your glove, that is 80%, right? If you have running a blue and you get it up to 20% expertise, you end up with only 16k tacked on to that base thing. So having a blue core here is more beneficial than here because this will only give you 16k versus this one gives you 26k off of 20% expertise. Just like the chess piece, it gives you, if you run at 20%, you end up with 31.6k added on to your base armor at 158k. 20% of that is what is that? 15, 30, 31.6, right? 31.6k additional bonus armor versus again 16k here or 16k here or what is that 19.8k. Let's just round it up to 20k. You get more value on having a blue core on your chest piece and your backpack and expertising it out that way versus having a blue core on your mask, glove, knee pad, or holster. And I'm going to make a separate video just based on that to show you the difference. I'm going to actually take some sets and I'm going to pick them apart and show you exactly why it's more beneficial to have those pieces there. Uh, Other than that, like, again, happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Congratulations to all you new players that just recently got your Eagle Barrel or your regulars. Um, the Devs really stepped up on that one, but they kind of dropped the ball on a lot of other stuff. Like one of those things is the live switching that's going on in conflict, or the fact that now it has been shown that the sweet dreams can be used in place of the Lady Death when it comes down to a bump build doing the exact same damage, if not more. I've seen a few videos people are using the sweet dreams as a bump build, and that begs the question is why is the bump build still in the game? Like, why is that even a thing? Like, you can't do to an NPC what you can do to a regular agent. Like you can bonk a regular agent with 1.3 armor twice. Literally, you can bop them with a bump build twice and they'll go down. You bop a red bar with that same build, you have to bop them 10 times in order to take them down. And I'm confused on why that is a huge thing in this game. But again, that's a soapbox I'm not going to get into. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. So I do apologize for not posting videos. But like I said, life is life, and I got to take care of my family above all else. I know y'all would do the same. It's the humane thing to do. Being human is what we are, and we can't be anything other. This your boy Trade 8381. Y'all take it easy. Happy holidays, and let's ring in the New Year's of 2026 right. Being kind to others, or at least trying to, being a better version of who you were last year. Y'all take it easy.